Yes, indeed it does, Rich. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a full house here today. EG versus LGD Fogged. It's a rematch of one of the previous matches that we saw at KL where EG was able to knock out LGD. How you feeling about this game and how you feel about this draft?
They left Elder Titan in the pool. No, just kidding. That's not what I'm going to say.
I knew it.
Right, that's of course what I jumped to. We were both kind of saying it's like maybe on the Dragon Knight is one of the maybe the little things that I'm a little concerned about, but he's one of the ones that actually does get really farmed and does get really big, so definitely can work on him. Looking at EG's draft, I think the one concern for me is that they could get into a point where if LGD is able to actually get good lanes and just start running at them, I'm worried. And I think that's where the Monkey King comes into play, why they want to pick it, because he's like the tempo setter for their team to just be able to fight back. Because LGD, they group up with a DK with this Beastmaster and this Slark like running around. Panel mentioned a lot of the vision game. It could really catch EG off guard. Because Disruptor, this is a hero that does not like to play Dota when you're just being ran at. When you're just getting your building sieged by a 5-man unit or a 4-man unit, and a Slark is like hunting in the back lines, it can be really scary.
Totally. That is sort of the dream scenario for this LGD lineup of what they want to do. Completely control the vision, ensnare them in their base. We got a little turtle running around there on the ground, and some wonderful alt chat as well, as there's please no Greevel Laster.
That courier is actually really hard to notice.
Isn't that nuts? Dude, this is the strat.
What the heck? Look at it. I mean, it's pretty damn cute.
Oh my god, it's adorable. It's a long cute neck from Land Before Time.
Oh, Littlefoot.
Well, sleigh bells are ringing, and this game is about to start. And at least as far as the laning stage starts out, is there anything that we really need to be concerned about? The panel was talking about getting a good matchup for Sumail mid. Is Monkey King versus DK that matchup?
It kind of goes both ways. Like, of course, you're going to get the Jingu stacks up, but DK has so much natural armor. We're going to see how this one plays out, because you also can play around your Breathe Fire, so you mitigate a lot of that damage. I've seen it go pretty even. It's just going to be a bit of a regen war between the two of them. Top lane, so we have the Slark, who's traditionally kind of a weak laner, but they've got Tag Team and they've got Grimstroke to make it quite a bit stronger versus the side of EGs, which is not really the strongest. I mean, it's Disruptor and Magnus. I mean, if you can get a great skewer, then sure, but besides that, I do believe that LGD has a bit of a stronger one in that. They even have the Hawk scouting down bottom, so they know the lanes for sure. They see S4. They kind of expected it anyway, but they are telegraphed of these lanes.
Early on, we're going to be keeping our eyes very closely peeled onto this mid matchup. Sumail ends up having the creep wave on the low ground there as well, as a lot of damage now onto Ame. This Slark, not known for being one of the strongest heroes in the world. They're trying to just create a little bit of space, able to dodge away from this hero, and they actually able to find the kill and a fight. He's alive. And Ame's walking away from that one.
Oh my god.
Oh, chasing. They want to get this kill, and he's still hanging onto those stick charges, so Ame will live through all of that, and you can hear this crowd is going to be waiting on every last hit.
Yeah. I was talking about how the mid lane can be even. For the most part, it's very volatile though, because the problem is that if Sumail's always able to keep Jingu up his top again.
Oh my god, they find him there with the secondary hit on the Stroke of Fate, and now Fly also just taking punches. This is a lot of regen that's going to need to be traded out, and Xnova could have even think about going for that next Stroke of Fate. Doesn't look like it's going to connect though.
It's just such a strong lane. They've got Grimstroke and Tusk. They've got Tag Team with a very good ranged hero that can give the right clicks, and Grimstroke is a pretty damn strong tri-laner too. So mid lane, we see Sumail starting to pull ahead because he keeps getting these Jingus, so he has that just much more denies and last hits in. I mean, maybe he's actually just getting crushed. So I've seen this matchup be 50-50 a lot of times, but Sumail can be one of those that pulls away.
And you talk about those couple of kills there also, and it's down bottom where S4 is also dominating over the Beastmaster.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I'm just staring at mid. This is level 3 versus level 1 almost. Maybe it's now hit level 2, but oh my god, Sumail is absolutely going to take over to that one.
Yeah, this is a pretty big problem for Maybe, who does, like you said, just hit level 2, but Sumail should continue to dominate this one. And you look at also how much Chalice has been able to get. He now is up to 5 last hits versus the 10 and 2 of S4. Could become a bit of a problem as Crit picks up a DD rune up there on the top side of the map. And S4 just trying to hunt that boar, keep it from punching him off on the side.
Yeah, Centaur's going to do really well in this matchup with Retaliate. Anytime Chalice hits him, you're just going to get hit back even harder as top. Again,
Nova. Ooh, they don't quite connect with the charge, but it doesn't matter. They find the kill, and now Crit needing to back away. That DD rune made the difference.
Yep. Looked like he considered saving it for Sumail for like a quarter second, but I think Sumail told him, I'm owning this matchup. 11-10 last hits versus 5-1 of Maybe.
Oh, Chalice. Testing the patience of S4, who's just walking at him. Skills up, double edge. Needs to get in range. Does he go on the creeper? Does he try and dive underneath? They have the south. S4, he bug him out. He gets the double edge. Gets the kill.
Chalice even used the salve, like you're mentioning.
Oh, man. tough stuff down there bottom, so they will lose the Centaur, but, well, you know, much better being able to find that kill first.
But yeah, the one thing is that maybe can't get denies in the lane. So Sumail's 12 denies. You know, he's not going to be able to kill maybe, but maybe with a rotation because of how well he started off. He's nearly level 5.
That's an incredibly scary Monkey King, and known for being a lane dominator. As we go back up towards the top side, we see that Arteezy is going to start to have a little bit of a better time in that, 10-4. As Sumail again just goes underneath the tower and forcing back maybe at every moment. And this is, again, you know, we talked about maybe being a little bit concerned that maybe he's not playing on the flashiest of heroes. DK's not necessarily known for being able to come back into the game in the same way some of these other mid laners have been.
No, at least they can group up and rally around him, though. But again, Sumail, he uses the Jingle with the Boundless and gets it again immediately onto maybe. It's just, he's putting so much pressure. It's level 5 versus level 3.
And they have left maybe on an island.
Yeah. I've seen this matchup happen so many times, and I've seen DKs come out even, but yeah, Sumail has just put on a good display here in the mid lane.
S4 taking a lot of punches by virtue of Chalice. Needs to be careful. That boar is chasing him. Still hanging on to the salve, though. So it looks like he's going to be able to pop that and heal back up. We saw out of the corner of our eyes as well on the side camera that there is an ancient stack that's being built up right now, 3 tall with the Disruptor Illusion rune that spawned by Fly. So he's doing a good job of keeping that stack being built up for the later Magnus PA.
Yep. Even Sumail could farm it too, but I might want to just save it for Arteezy because he can use the blur strategy, right? You pop blur with that Empower and you can get that farm up really early, not having to worry about the ancients hitting you. So 2 lanes going very successful for EG. The top one, I guess, is a little bit more in favor of LGD as Ame is pulling a bit ahead.
Well, S4 just going to stick around this area, wants to secure the bottom bounty runes if possible. It looks like Chalice is going to get the one on the Radiant side of the map. And then on the other side, it looks like a trade-off of 1 for 1 as well. So 2 apiece.
Sumail, stunned under tower.
Mid lane, they don't have the Jenga stacks up. Needs to be a little bit careful with the rotation coming in. The Tusk God, Tusk King, call him what you will. The result's the same.
That's how you fix your mid lane a little bit. There's a quick rotation when Sumail gets over aggressive because it's Sumail. He's gonna play as aggressive as possible, and you know that just from the way that he is as a player.
Oh, and up top, Arteezy. Oh, good dodge away with the Blink Strike. A little escape from the Inkswell. Is still going to be punched a little bit here on his backside as he heads back towards the safety of his tower. And, oh, they're actually fully committing for this one. Arteezy is going to get the Blink Strike away to the creep wave, though.
That was very nice. If he gets caught by the Inkswell, he's absolutely dead. So they tried to make the opportunistic move on LGD when they see that the Sioux supports are not there. They try to put the pressure on, but oh my goodness. You were talking about stacks, and there are so many stacks on the side of EG.
Stampede chase forward. Arteezy wants some blood, and Chalice is in his sights, although they have vision underneath all of them as well, and they're able to turn this one onto R4, who eats the deck, and now also chasing forward for S4. They have the boar hitting them, the slowdown. There's no way to juke away into these trees because the Beastmaster summoned the Hawk earlier, and with the chase down, with a second boar summoned, can they get in there in time? The Skewer interrupting, able to find that hook stump. They're diving underneath the tower right now. Oh my LTD, the shards, Crit trying to live through all of this. He is going to snowball over to the creep wave, but they kill off Crit.
The power of Tusk in the hands of an expert. Able to put so much pressure. He has 1,200 gold on Tusk now after these rotations with boots on top. Top Sumail will be able to find himself a kill with that DD.
Game has just been a back and forth brawl so far. And at least for now, relatively even in terms of net worth. The Roar is going to be used down bottom. They have the tag team moving as well, trying to bait out the hoof stomp. They will find it. S4, can he make anything happen? The double edge almost gets the kill, but FY lives again.
He has a full earn coming out on the courier there. Doesn't have it before the kill, of course, but level 5 Tusk at the 7-minute mark. FY 3-0-3, salvaging the lanes for his team as expected.
I think we all saw True Sight and saw how much of a playmaker this guy can be. And showing it yet again, 3-0-3, has the full earn completed. 7.5 minutes in.
Now we'll see the beginning of the farm from EG. As they're farming 1 triple stack, they have a secondary triple stack, and they have another, I think, 3 or 4 stack on the Ancient. So just really prioritizing that, and this is where I feel like LGD could try to take advantage. When they have DK ulti, they can start to pressure these towers, rotate in. That's exactly what they're going to do in the mid lane. They're smoked, they're ready to try to put this pressure on the mid tower. As nobody's showing, they know Sumail's kind of making moves around, so they're trying to punish if any of the supports or anybody else is trying to get experience here.
just hitting around that mid lane right now, waiting for anybody to show up in the lane. Fly is there as well. They're going to send the boar forward for the disruptor. That looks like with the stroke of fate chasing forward, they still have Stampede. They're going to be able to throw down that kinetic field, and FY, has he gone too far? S4 wanting to chase this, and with Arteezy moving into position, they have the hoof stomp, trying to kill off this Tusk. He's so tanky though, and the Inkswell able to actually turn this one back around onto S4. Do LGD really want to go further forward for this? He's still under control. He has the tag team, and now there's going to be the Dragon Tail, the walk away snowball on the creep. To the side. He's going to be able to get up towards the mid lane yet again. There's a good amount of damage coming from the Thunderstrike, and he can't quite get the shards.
He tried.
Will be punished. Stampede now chasing for more. All of EG is here pretty much as they chase and try and find a kill. The buyback coming from the Tusk. The Brawl is going to continue the dark back in onto everybody. They bring down maybe, and now trying to find themselves a little bit more here. If they can take down Ame, it'd be so great for them. As Chalice takes down Crit over to the north as well. Ame turning, trying to find this kill onto Sumail under the cover of the Shadow Dance, trying to go into the Mischief. Isn't going to be able to get the life steal off, and Arteezy has also dived in now. EG have lost 3, and LGD want to find more. Fly, can they kill him off as well? Chase under the tower. Arteezy's back into it. This battle's been going on for a minute and a half, and they might kill off Ame. Great play as X-Nova also under fire. This is the 3rd time that FY has been in there with the freaking snowball. They chase forward with the team as well. Arteezy is down. S4's back into the brawl. What in God's name is happening mid?
That was a great sequence of it. FY, when he TP'd back and he didn't have the snowball back up because he just had died using it, gets glimpsed back to base, comes back, crazy amount of aggression coming out. This is what we wanted. Just straight battling.
It is just about the 10-minute mark, and we've had 19 kills.
Yeah. And this is the one thing that we were saying is that LGD wants to do. They want to be running at EG. They want to put them on the defensive when they're playing with this Disruptor. Fly is only level 4, and this Disruptor, we didn't get to talk about it too much because of all the other things that were going on, but he can have a great game versus Slark if he can get an early level 6 as Chalice.
Oh, walking away, the slowdown coming from the boar, and that keeps him alive, although Sumail Boundless Strike just barely off the mark. They throw out the Phantom's Embrace. EG is here, and it looks like they won't be able to find a kill.
They really need to try to find level 6 onto Fly. As soon as he has that, this Slark's game becomes way more difficult. You just throw the ulti on top of him, and it just puts a ton of pressure on him. And we see Ame, he knows what he wants to do this game. He wants to be a late game monster. Went for the Midas on top of that Treads at a pretty damn early time as well.
Wants to be as big and tall as possible. And well, it does look like LGD is set up again in this mid lane with the DD on maybe.
LGD recognizes that they're like, oh my god, you know, there's a PA and a Monkey King on the enemy team. They have incredible scaling, but it's not like LGD can't scale either. If they itemize properly, their scaling can get there into the later stages because they have such good vision advantage in this game.
Yeah, that so often is the big deciding factor, is just who you see when you see them.
Yeah.
And right now, they're seeing a free and easy kill on the Fly. How Waller's punch hurts.
It's the pressure, just keep running at this Disruptor.
And maybe it could just be this big indomitable force. No! The roar on the boat! They have the Dragon Tail for the follow-up as well. There's the RP though. To try and turn it. They've already taken down this Monkey King. Where's the damage that's left over for EG? They're trying to get it with that Empowered Chalice. Will finally hit the deck. Now can they kill off? Maybe he's so big and tanky, and FY snowball forward. He's been a little bit separate from the rest of his team now, but S4 moving into position, trying to find that hook stomp, the double edge to kill off this big bad Dragon Knight. They take down the tower, but they're going to lose 2 in return, and now the Glimpse pulls back in the Tusk, who also will fall to S4.
They'll have a little bit farther on the side of LGD. EG will be able to punish it this time, and Arteezy with some much needed kills, because he's just been dying a lot. He's 3, 3, 4 on this PI. He's not getting the free game like this Slark. Ame didn't even try to show up to the fight. He's just like, I have Treads Midas. I'm gonna farm. I am not joining you guys all the way behind the tier 2. I will take bottom tower. And we see, we were mentioning the pressure that can come out from LGD's draft. They continue doing so, and just look at the tower advantage right now. They have taken out 4 already, and EG has only really knocked on that top tower.
EG now looking to try and maybe secure that one for themselves. It has definitely felt like it's just been all about, you know, when Arteezy gets the time to farm, he farms. Then they match the aggression by showing up in numbers.
This Slark is going to be an issue, though. Gonna go for that Blink Dagger, so then when he has that, he's not, I mean, we've seen this build like rising more than the Shadow Blade. This game could be, he could try to go for it maybe, the Shadow Blade anyway for that Silver Edge build up, but he's prioritizing the Blink so he can get involved and just get those quick pounces to grab him down, and now we're gonna see that blur that we were talking about, Arteezy farming Ancients.
S4 looks like he is going to be the next one brought down. They actually used the roar on as well in mid lane. Sumail going for the mischief, able to dodge away from the stun. Nicely played there as well. And the Boundless Strike bringing down this Dragon Knight. He's very tanky, but is he tanky enough? Is the Skewer pulling him back in closer to that mid lane? X-Nova will be able to get the walk away, but as they build back up the Jingu stacks, eventually maybe falls. A very different role than we've seen him play on throughout most of this tournament.
They cut that net worth down a huge margin because Arteezy also farmed a huge Ancient stack during that. So it was a 4K advantage, and now it's swung all the way only to 2K, and the experience is just fluctuating all over the place because of these dives. So now they do have Disruptor level 6, but they are under so much vision. We look at LGD's wards on the map, and that's how they want to be playing. They want to play the vision game. They want to keep running at them and putting the pressure on. Now they have the blink on the Slark, so now Ame can join the fray.
And I think that, you know, part of the reason for this is how much longer those Observer wards have been, or rather Sentry wards have been sticking around, the extra 3 minutes on him. But it's also going to show that in this big tanky meta, when fights are lasting so long, the panel talks about it, a lot of people have talked about it, Slark becomes a monster.
He really does. And they're looking to make plays. They've got Armlet finished up. They've got some pretty big, not huge item times, but some item times that allow them to keep fighting. And that's what they want to do versus this EG draft. Don't let them back up and just farm with Empower. Have to keep the pace up on the side of LGD.
And we have seen a couple of times maybe go down on this Dragon Knight, but it's largely been when the rest of his team has had to abandon him. If he's in the middle of a fight and there's other people to provide some cover, it feels very difficult to kill off that Dragon Knight. So they want to make something happen.
They've got Blink on crit at a pretty damn early time again. So Magnus already has Blink, and I believe S4 is about to have Blink Dagger too. So EG, it's not like they can't make aggressive moves either. They can actually start to make those when they have Centaur Blink Dagger, because then it can give the opportunities for crit to get good RPs, and it can let Fly get those glimpses.
LGD, they've been playing around this side of the map here. It does look like it's going to be the majority of these bounty runes going the way of LGD, as Ame picks up 2 in the bottom.
They've got the Blinks. They're looking to make a move. They can try to go for a tower here too. They were able to kill top earlier. Now they could turn this one into another objective if they can get the big kill out of it.
They know he's there though.
Yeah.
And the Hawk already placed down within vision.
LGD wants to fight.
They're bringing in Ame as well. The pings come. They know that this Slark is moving into position, but so too does Slark. Having his ultimate get removed off of him.
Yeah, he's pinging it. He knows that there's a... He's actually thinking it's on the bottom side more. They might miss the D ward here. They've got 2 sentries. Let's see if X-Nova finds it. Does he put it in between?
He might. But nonetheless, also towards the mid lane.
He's not too sure where it is. Yeah, he's not going to find it. He's going to go check again. Ame's now going to go back over and try to give him more information.
In the meantime, the rest of LGD is kind of invading the jungle here with Chalice leading the charge.
They're trying to get all these D wards, keep their pressure going. They did use DK ult though, so now that's going to be going down soon.
EG do still have a lot of vision out around the map. Maybe anticipating that this movement is coming in since they saw the D ward, and FY is...
Have they seen FY's blink? That's one thing that can really turn fights. Even if EG does get some like huge initiation, now the counter initiation is there for LGD.
They see the disruptor, and now they realize the blink's there.
He just kills him in 2 hits. Alright, team plus walrus punch. We'll play with this life though.
I mean, he did what he wanted to do.
He did what he wanted to, but I mean, I think EG's all right with that.
Yeah, totally. So 3,000 gold lead.
Now they're going to turn it into a tower. S4 just walks up. Arteezy will be going for the rush BKB build. We've seen majority of the times PA Magnus, it's been the Desolator first. He really wants to make sure that he can actually have his freedom of being able to do the mobility in the fights, the Phantom Strike in particular. If he gets pounced, he's in a lot of trouble, unless he actually has this first. Then he can't get pounced and he can actually freely jump around the fights.
Now, he is sort of scouting up there towards the north side of the map as well. Chalice is over in the creep wave, pushing it out slowly. Does have Roar available, and with the mag nearby, Chalice needs to be careful.
The blur.
Now Arteezy,
he knows.
They have the Hawk over. Crit spots him. They find the catch there. The Skewer, Stampede, everything used. Chalice over in the trees, eventually brought down. Roar, walk away.
He's trying to just buy as much time. He sees that his team is pushing bottom lane. Will die eventually, but Slark got a lot of farm bottom out of that, and his team is also kind of farming a bit. EG making good aggressive moves.
It does look like Slark is thinking about going back for the Shadow Blade after the Echo Saber. Stun there, as well as a Static Storm down. Maybe not able to get his ultimate, but Ame is here as well. Has already found and killed offline. Now, can they bring down this Dragon Knight in time? The good shards, and now the Armwood Toggle walk away.
Wow.
Maybe. What a player. Oh, hook stomp, S4 trying to interrupt. Snowball save coming from FY. Just a little, hey, how you doing? And now Ame shows up as well, and this Centaur in some trouble. They jump in with the Monkey King as well. As we begin to go into the Shadow Dance, Sumail still hanging on to all of this. Arteezy has the vision there on top of him. A good shards yet again, Boundless Strike. Dark packed it off. And that spells the end of the aggression.
I'm just glad we have both teams. They're not like, don't take the fight, don't take. They're like, let's fight, let's fight, let's fight. We have 31 kills in 18 minutes, Gabe. This is a
dream game.
Ame has to be careful.
Bold as brass. And he will be able to get out of that one yet again. It's a DD rune. What do they want to do with this? Oh, LGD. They pop the Dragon form. I don't know if you want to fight into DDPA. In the middle of it also with the Boundless Strike. The Walrus Punch, but this PA is so hard to handle. And now the Glimpse pulls back in that Dragon Knight. No way to escape as they've got him controlled and maybe going to fall.
Straight to Roche. That is absolutely massive for EG. How thankful they find themselves a DD to be able to just rush into the fight. And that was maybe, he popped DK form. He went to go, I think he went to try to cut the tree of the Monkey King. Gets caught, and EG with the BKB and the DD, way stronger than LGD there.
A fortuitous rune and an overextension coming from LGD. And now, after a troubling early game, Arteezy has definitely caught up, sitting just about top of the net worth after they take down this Roche.
As Kyle would say, exponential growth for the PA's net farm. I'm sure JJ loves that as well. Ame has to be careful.
Stampede, they pull him back in with the Shockwave, but Roche has already fallen. They have the Static Storm down. This Slark in trouble. They're going to skewer him up to the high ground, actually. That keeps Ame alive. Crit, is this going to be enough? He's trying to escape, but the Pounce gets interrupted. A long duration stun by virtue of the Centaur. But in the end, it is Arteezy that claims his prize. And EG in control now.
And quite a lot of control as bottom. Now Arteezy's even jumping forward. He will get roared. Chalice.
Just trying to run and gonna TP away from there before things get a little bit.
Ooh, so close.
20 minutes. This one has not slowed down a bit.
No, but Maybe's farm has slowed down quite a lot on that Dragon Knight. We'll have the Shadow Blade soon finished up too, so he will be the one that builds that Silver Edge. Like you mentioned, also the Slark is building for Shadow Blade too, so mobility and just trying to play around their vision to try to take advantage versus EG, but EG has really closed that gap and shifted that experience advantage into their favor in these last few moments, and with, like you said, fortuitous rune.
And we have BKBs now that are coming out as well. Looks like Monkey Kings is going to be being flown out on the courier in just a second. PA's already got hers. We're still a little ways away from a Crimson Guard, but if you're LGD now, you kind of feel like the pressure's starting to build a little bit more. How do you deal with this sort of Aegis now on the PA? Do you just need to like keep kiting? It feels like it's hard to fight into this right now.
They have to play around their vision. That's like Panel mentioned it, like we were talking about a bunch. They have to be able to catch when people are split up. And they should be able to in theory when they have the Hawk down, when they see EG kind of splitting up. Like right now, they have a Hawk down, they see Disruptor in the jungle, they saw Centaur bottom, and now they're going to be able to see the PA top too. So they know that they're split up, so they're hunting. So just hunt when they're split up until that Aegis is gone, and then they still can look to take fights, because it's not like these BKBs are the end-all be-all on the side of EG. They still have Grimstroke and Beastmaster. They can still double roar people constantly and lock them down through those BKBs. Still quite good. I mean, BKBs are always going to be very useful to at least block like the Dragon Tail, block a bit of that nuke damage that comes from Tusk and Dragon Knight.
Yeah, but I agree. It sort of feels like that's that LGD lineup that can't really stop fighting just because the BKBs are there. You need to keep the pressure on for sure. Looks like the blur is going to end. Crit still just playing hangout with Arteezy mode right now. Throwing on that Empower whenever they get a chance to.
The one crazy thing is that LGD's two supports, they have GPM talents. So we're going to see the supports on the LGD getting quite a bit of farm just from those level 10 talents, those 90 GPMs. When you look at EGs, their two supports don't really have that. So they're going to start getting a bit under-farmed.
Stampede use as S4 wants to get away from FY, and looks like they're going to be able to escape.
EG wants to fight with numbers. They don't want to fight with a number disadvantage versus the side of LGD, which LGD wants to fight with a number advantage over EG right now.
Maybe is not here. He is up in the north side of the jungle. And PA will catch sight of Chalice there, the boar. Okay, that could have been close with some axes being thrown.
EG's grouping up. They're building Is that like a pretty much full MKB here? It looks like a pretty much full MKB coming up for Arteezy.
Oh, wow.
Soon, very soon. Quarter step is all he needs for it.
This is something I was talking to a few people about when the change happened to PA. Now that it's just flat bonus attack speed, those proccing items feel like they're quite strong. Not to mention the fact that you're going to be going eventually into evasion.
Yeah.
So, bottom lane, S4 clears out the creep wave.
Yep, addressing their lanes. This is where they can start to get picked off here from LGD if they're in the right occasions, in the right situations. And I mean, FY and Ame, they are looking to catch people who are split off. They have the Shadow Blade on Ame, so he feels a lot safer to now kind of walk in and look for these pickoffs in the back lines onto that Disruptor in particular. But EG sitting around in the area with at least 4 of their heroes. They're just having Arteezy alone up there, as they're going to smoke out. They want to use this last minute of the Aegis to take some type of fight here versus LGD.
I don't know if that one was quite scouted out, as it was next to a ward.
It looked like it was not. It looked like it was just outside of it, but it looks like the way LGD is actually moving, they might have actually seen it. I didn't actually have fog switched, so I didn't get to see in time.
But the wraparound coming now. Seeing if they could find somebody. FY being the bodyguard, and S4 is going to break his smoke onto FY. Chase, glimpse, got him caught. Ooh, that play with the Sergeant Snowball. What a player. FY, but it might not be enough regardless.
That was still like it was so quick the way he made the decision. He sharded to get vision of the neutrals, and then he snowballed it. But yeah, we'll die. That's the beauty of the Disruptor.
Immediate smoke out again afterwards. EG want to keep this fight going. They feel incredibly strong right now with only about a minute left on this Aegis. Actually, less than that. It's about to expire in a second, but they will still kill off X-Nova. So Aegis expires.
They see Sumail. They have the Hawk before he even went. Uh-oh, Sumail.
Danger. And BKB is going to turn it back around. Doesn't get the Wukong's command off. That bonus armor not going to come. And it is going to be a kill there. On to the Monkey King.
Oh, Chalice, though, walking into the... Oh,
that's the wrong place, buddy. Chalice. Also fall here, and FY's still in the area. They have the kinetic field down, chasing forward, wanting to find it. Ame in the Shadow Dance, not able to get off any ulti there, as they're going to snowball over to the creeps. Still thinking about chasing this one, and blow him up! Arteezy, take it easy.
Yep, just PA, you know, just some little bit of damage, just 1,200 crits, you know.
Oh, can't quite get it.
Terrifying.
This PA really has taken over the game.
Yeah, but it's still an incredibly close game. 20-21, and the net worth has literally just been ping-ponging back and forth between the two teams. It's just slightly moving up and down. That's because of the Midas. That's because of the way that they're splitting up the map and playing around their vision. Ame's just been parked down here for the last, 10, 12, 15 minutes or so.
Now. And I mean, this is happening so early on. EG just abandoned the lane and then head down there.
And big timings can happen for LGD, in particular is that BKB on the Slark. Sure, the BKB piercing on the side of EG, but the biggest thing that you're concerned about is the Slark, the Disruptor.
Yeah, he has been that thorn in his side throughout this game.
Yep.
We have already seen, though, one of the snowball saves could come out later from FY. Significantly harder to do when you're trying to save somebody else.
Yeah. So BKB's finished on Slark. They've got Silver Edge on DK. LGD could look to take a fight here.
Big opening.
They're all in the area too, and this is a Silver Edge. There's a Sentry Ward down.
They want to get him. They spot out that Dragon Knight and immediately going to walk away. Yeah, that's a scary sight.
That's the reveal. They saw him building the Shadow Blade anyway, so they had to assume it was going to be a Silver Edge, but now they know for sure. As it is the Basher also picked up on Arteezy, so he's got a hell of a lot of damage and control now coming between just him too.
Immediate smoke coming. Was broken. Ame was not revealed because he was in a Shadow Blade still. But LGD now down on the low ground. EG kind of in an awkward position here. The Hawk is going to spot them moving over, and LGD want to. They could potentially catch them as they're a little bit separated up here on the high ground. The first one to reveal is going to be Sumail. They're moving forward for it, but they have that Sentry Ward down, and he just gets out of there. The preemptive tip.
Yeah, that was, maybe it was because he was like moving up and he clicked on it. Like, I don't know, that was a very fast tip there by maybe. But he will back up, and that's as soon as the DK form starts to end, they don't want to try to take a fight. So when DK form is used, you've seen they're really trying to hunt and catch somebody there. But as soon as it's over, no longer.
Level 20 talent for Arteezy, gets the triple stifling dagger.
Oh, lovely.
And it does look like it's going to be a relatively longer Roche respawn time, about 2 minutes now, till it's back up again. Ame finds S4. The hoof stomp in the midst of the pounce, and then the walk away from it. The triple daggers get thrown out. Chalice playing around a little bit here with Arteezy, who's found that back, but the walrus punch, and now the roar, and now the snowball. The static storm, it's not looking like it's going to do quite as much as they would have wanted with the close spin. Actually, no, it catches maybe. He tried to push him out with the shards, but couldn't connect on it. And now EG is taking over this fight. They do not have their Dragon Knight. Chase forward, find Chalice, get the kills. EG dominant.
They have to be careful to fight in these like perimeter plays that EG has. When they have the Monkey King ulti down, when they have the Disruptor ulti down, it can be really hard to take fights because this Diffusal Blade is very annoying. Like anybody who walks into it, they don't really have too many BKBs on the side. They only have one on the side of LGD. They just all lose their mana, and to the high ground EG goes just off of that quick sequence of events.
They don't have buyback on the Dragon Knight. Still 20 seconds until he's back up. They do have buyback on Chalice if they want to try and take the fight afterwards, but it's looking like right now it's at least going to be a lane of Rax. EG, just making it happen. Oh, and they spot out Ame.
Oh, that's great!
Oh, forward! Arteezy!
It was just one crit, but 1,461 damage.
OS Frog, please, and that's no buyback for Ame! He's 500 gold away! I mean, can they stay for more here?
They look a little scared to go for the second Rax because other people are respawning. They're gonna, I mean, you take those.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that happened. PA
things.
Yeah, Slark only 12 armor, right? You get hit by that, it's yeah, it's a decent amount of damage there.
I guess they're a little bit worried about with the Beastmaster back up and having Shadow Blades and all those things as well. It could turn dicey pretty quickly, but nonetheless, 5,000 gold lead.
Yeah.
30 minutes into this one.
Yeah, the thing is that they don't know that the Slark doesn't have buyback.
Right, so exactly.
Yeah, if you just go too hard, buybacks come in, you really risk a great position that you're in now on the side of EG. As Arteezy 10-3-11 in this game. Had a bit of a rough start, right? He was 3-3 or 2-3 or maybe even 1-3 at one point in this game, and then he's just exploded with the farm that his team was able to guarantee him.
So what you're telling me is that Magnus is a good hero.
Magnus is good, and also the way EG prioritized. They had 2 quad stacks and a triple stack by like the 8-minute mark in that triangle area. The support's really focused on that on the side of EG. So
that illusion rune that Disruptor picked up, he just went into the jungle and Fly kept stacking those camps. That's so solid. But 30 minutes into it now, and EG positioning themselves for Roche.
Now they're just so strong. They have a full Satanic on the PA as well.
They did finish off a Heaven's Halberd for the Tusk with the Blink Dagger and that Urn there on top of them. And LGD wanting to move into position. They blow up Fly right from the get-go. Can they find any more of the Roar to interrupt and try and save? But the RP to follow. Can they kill off LGD in time? They're dropping so quickly. Chalice is gone, and now they just want to run cleanup duty. The kinetic field keeping FY under control. He is gone. Maybe is the last one left, and he too will fall.
Yeah, it's GG. They call it.
Oh my lord. EG came to play in a big way, and they do it in game number 1.
They didn't even go for, he actually didn't even go for BKB on the Slark because of getting all those little items. So he just got Disruptor ult in that fight and control.